Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Of course, if you guys have seen my previous videos, you guys know that I did a video on the Tudor Heritage Black Bay and Steel with the date, but then also this Omega Seamaster Professional Diver 300 meter, the one from 2018. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you guys some more just macro shots on this watch. So here I just want to give you guys a good idea, of the dial. It is, the new ones are laser engraved, ceramic dial with the, of course, the old school wave pattern. And you guys can really get a good idea. Of course, this is the blue dial. I don't want people thinking that it's the gray based off of this picture, but it is the blue dial. But you guys can see how the dial's really like lasered in with the waves. You have the Omega logo, the word Omega Seamaster and Professional up here at the 12 o'clock position there, as you guys can see, and the waves do not interfere with the wording at all. You can see the beautiful red that Seamaster is in. And then, of course, down here you have, the skeleton hands I'm going to focus in on for a second because, they're absolutely gorgeous. And you can see how the minute hand as well as the hour hand are not only skeletonized, but they're coated in super luminova treatment, which, is actually really cool. Of course, also the really nice touch is the fact that you have the seconds hand. It's lollipop style with the Lume marker at the end, but then the red pretty much matches the Seamaster wording on the dial. So it's a nice little contrast there between the dial itself and then the seconds hand. It's just a little bit easier to see. But what I really like about the hands here is the fact that, they light up in different colors. The hour hand as well as the Lume markers, and you guys could see just how nicely those, are really applied there. They are actually all the same kind of like bluish tint. And then the minute hand, and I'll show you guys this, is actually more of a greener tint. I'm going to really show you guys a great macro shot of that. But next, what I want to do is just also show you guys how there's the Lume dot at 12, which is just, very nice, very standard on most dive watches. And that exhibits the same lume as the hour markers do. I do apologize for the slightly shaky video. It's only because I have this zoomed in really tight, and I want you guys to really see the smaller details. So, coming in really close here, one of the things that I love is the fact that the bezel is, of course, ceramic, and it has, white ceramic going all the way around it, which is just, really nice, classy touch. But the other thing, you guys should notice is the fact that each minute marker on the dial also represents a minute marker that's on the bezel, which, again, it's just a detail that Omega really covers very well. And, it's a little bit easier to be able to, if you're timing something, to be able to see, kind of exactly where you're at or where you're leaving off, which is really cool. So, of course, I just wanted to kind of show you guys the dial a little bit more. The other thing that you guys, it's actually a little hard to see now at the time, but it also has ZRO2 pointed out. It's right over here where the top of my fingernail is, and that just represents the kind of material that the bezel, or excuse me, that the dial is. So just kind of like a cool little representation there. And of course you have the date wheel right there. which is very, very easy to read, very legible. And of course, the words Swiss made, which are right on the dial. So this angle here really gives you guys kind of a great idea of, we're just going to get in it, yeah, there we go, how the waves really are represented on the watch, but then also how expertly and beautifully applied the hour markers are. You have the beautiful sticks at the 12 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, mini stick at the 6 o'clock, and also the stick at 9 o'clock, and then the rest of them are all circles. So it really gives you a nice contrast to how they're all situated. You really see a little bit of depth, in a shot like this. So I wanted to give you guys a better idea of that, of course. Now, this is the side of the the bezel, the dial, whatever it is the case, where the helium escape valve is, and it is a new conical shape. Try to see if I can go a little bit higher as well for you guys so you guys can see. Again, it's very easy to operate just like the crown is. Slightly, probably unnecessary. Of course, it is signed HE. But the reason why is because it's just a classic design on this watch. And you guys will really be able to see the side of the case there really, really, really nicely. So when we come around to the other side of the case, guys do see the signed Omega crown with the crown guards that almost fit perfectly around it, really no problem. And when we zoom out here, you could see just how nice the side of the case really is. Sits very beautifully, extremely comfortably on the wrist, and the crown, much like the helium escape valve, is very, very easy to operate. Well, not that this is the most important part of the watch, because it's not, but one of the things that I did, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of kind of crap for this, but I did take off the original OEM bracelet stainless steel that it came with. I have it down here in the box, and I did decide to put a mesh strap on it. The reason why is because it is super, 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 super comfortable on the wrist. It's really easily very macro adjusted compared to almost any bracelet out there, and I really just happen to like the feel on the wrist. Well, this really is kind of the star of the show here. This is the movement, of course. It's the Omega Master Coaxial 8800 movement. Of course, this is a diver, 300 meters of water resistance, and it's good for to 1,000 feet, which is really, really, really nice. Really just a stunning movement here. Let's see if I can get you guys a little closer. Does have 35 joules, as you guys can see, with the silicone balance spring. And you guys can see the absolute gorgeous, beyond gorgeous, balance bridge that it's suspended upon. This movement is anti-magnetic to the 15,000 Gauss, as I was explaining to you guys in the previous videos. And I also did want to bring you guys a little closer here. You guys can really see the level of attention to detail in the entire movement. So again, you guys really see the crazy attention to detail here, which is really nice with the Côte de Genève on the movement. And I mean, this is really just absolutely, stunning. It's MADA certified, rated to 0 to +5 seconds per day. And so far, I think it's holding true. You guys are going to certainly see a much more in-depth review after I have a chance to really wear this watch, and you guys will kind of really see everything. I'll give my full-on impressions on it, of course, but I did just want to show you guys the the back of the case and the movement a little bit more. And of course, here you guys can really see all the jewels there, how it says 35 jewels. So you guys are really getting a good look at this movement, completely in-house, developed by George Daniels, mid-70s, and used in Omega for many years. And I did want to show you guys kind of like an up close shot here at the back, how the lug width here is 20 millimeters, and it really fits this mesh bracelet beautifully. And the other thing I want to just draw you guys' attention to, and I know only really Omega opens up these cases, or someone who's qualified with the special tool, but take a look at the beautiful polishing around the case back here. It's kind of unique. You need a unique tool to open up that case back, and it's just really kind of cool. And of course, this video is not even close to complete without this beautiful Lume shot. And as I kind of promised you guys to just show you, and I do apologize, it was slightly wrong, but you guys can see the hour markers are all lighted up in blue, which is the same as the hour hand down here. Then the minute hand and then the Lume marker at 12 o'clock position are in green. And of course, you have the seconds hand in blue. So this is, just kind of as nice as you get. And I really just kind of want to show you the effect that the Lume really has, which is just absolutely stunning. Try to do as close of a zoom in here as possible, giving you guys the essence of everything, keeping everything very clear. But this is very legible in the dark, as you guys can see. You guys could tell it's probably about 7:03, going to be about 7:04 kind of maybe soon, but really just an unbelievable amount of lume on this dial. And I guess a video is just never complete until you do kind of a little bit of a wrist roll. So this is the, again, 42 millimeter watch that is on my give or take 7¼ inch wrist, with the mesh band that has been pretty much custom sized, kind of to my liking, which is great. And you guys can just kind of see all the way around how the watch just fits really super comfortable. I really have absolutely no problem with it on my wrist. And again, the blue is just absolutely stunning. So you guys have a much better idea of the watch on my wrist. And just, all the different angles, you guys can see how the light hits it. You guys get the waves a little bit. They almost kind of change colors a little bit, but it's just very cool, and doesn't sit too high at all on the wrist, which is good. Not a very high, but just slightly, maybe if anything, domed crystal. And yeah, it's just very nice. There's not a lot of play to it, especially on this mesh bracelet. And I happen to love it. So, guys, thank you again so much for watching this a little bit more up close and personal view of the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter professional watch. I really love it. I hope you guys enjoy the videos on it as much as I enjoy making them. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where I'll do more of an in-depth review, probably when this watch gets closer to be about a minute fast. I'll give you guys all my impressions and what I think of it. So thank you guys again so much for watching.